For Africa, the first World Cup on home soil started with high hopes. A record 6 teams from the continent qualified, and fans of the low-ranked host South Africa dreamed of a first African winner. But in spite of gutsy performances and a surprise win for Bafana Bafana over France, all but Ghana were knocked out in the first round. Little surprise that questions are already being asked about what is wrong with the state of African football. Many simply blame poor preparation.
There is no planning. There is no professionalism in the way the national teams are prepared for competitions. You have a situation where coaches, you look at Ivory Coast for instance, then you bring Sven-Goran Eriksson, you don't appoint him until the end of March, and then he doesn't meet the players until they're in a training camp in Switzerland in the 3rd week of May. That is ridiculous. You cannot prepare a team for a World Cup this way.
Ivory Coast aren't the only ones. Nigeria, Cameroon and South Africa have all had recent changes of management. And after 3 straight losses, Cameroon's French manager Paul Le Guen has already said he will step down. But simply replacing a foreign manager with an African one is not necessarily the answer.
The African coach must have top-level football experience. Unfortunately, you can't get that in Africa because the standard of African club football is not good enough.
And because the national leagues aren't up to scratch, the very best players head to Europe, an exodus of talent which does nothing to foster cohesion in African national teams. Ghana, though, appear to have succeeded where other, more star-studded teams have failed.
Ghana don't have big-name players. They don't have television players. They don't have paper players. It's a unit. They're working as a unit. They're working for each other. They're fighting for each other.
Ghana now face the USA in the 2nd round, the side they beat 4 years ago in Germany. A high-pressure game, not least because the Black Stars now carry the weight of expectation of an entire continent on their shoulders.